Newport Beach, the drunken turkey, and drag queen. Stories from my life. Drag queen and Newport Beach, the drunken turkey, stories from my life. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. Well, as y'all know, I've been telling stories from my life, and some of these are repeats. I've already told them before, like a year ago, and some of them I'm adding more details. Some of them are completely brand new stories. Some of them are exactly the same story. And so I've told this story before, but I thought, well, you know, I have so many new people on my channel, and I thought, well, I'll go ahead and tell it again for the new ones. And I don't give advice, suggestions, information, or recommendations. I just share with you my perspective on different topics. And if you haven't liked, shared, subscribed to all 5 of my channels, I hope you do so. Links are pinned to the top of the comment section below. If you connect with me, I will likely connect with you as well. Well, you know, I was living in Palm Springs, and Palm Springs during the summer, at that time, it's very different now, but there was called snowbirds. And so Palm Springs was basically emptied out during the summer, and very few people actually stayed there year round at that time period. Nowadays, people live there year round, but at that time, they didn't so much. And so work was a bit on the sparse side, and I was ready to move. I was ready to get on. I had come out of a significant relationship, and it was a big relationship, and I wanted to kind of start all over. So I moved to Newport Beach, and in the wind, and it was a windy day, and usually Palm Springs is pretty dry and hot, but that particular day we had like a rainstorm, and the wind was really howling, and yet I took off from Palm Springs to Newport Beach, and I think I had an Audi at the time, an Audi car, and it was completely loaded down. And, you know, I'm in my 20s then, you know, so this is in my 20s. I mean, a lot went on in my 20s. So I'm moving to Newport Beach, and I get there, and of course, about a week beforehand, I had gone there. This is before cell phones and computers and all that, and internet. So I found an apartment the old-fashioned way, but I didn't find an apartment. I found a roommate situation. And so I had looked, and I didn't want to, you know, I was going back to college, and so I wanted to save money, and so I had rented a room out of a man's house. He rented rooms to beautiful women, I found out later. And there were 2 other women living there at the time, and it was in upstairs, you know, different rooms. And so by the time I got there, like a week later, and he was very nice, very, you know, just very, hospitality-like, and he was just really nice to me, but that wasn't really how he turned out to be. And so I think the way he was hoping for a girlfriend, and so he would rent rooms out to women. And so as I was moving all my stuff up the stairs in the Newport Beach, one of the women were moving out, and one of the other women had just moved out. So I was actually, I think, there for a day or 2 by myself, just with him, but he was okay in the beginning. And the one woman, as she's leaving, she goes, "Get out of here fast, get out of here fast." And she whispered it to me, "Get out of here fast." And I was like, uh-oh, I gave him all my money, so what am I going to do? So, and I have no other place to go, and I'm starting school tomorrow, so I'm just going to go ahead and stay here. And so I moved all my stuff in, and, you know, I was suspicious, but I was okay. I mean, you know, he seemed very nice. And, but as time went on, he would move other women in, and they would move out right away. And I felt my phone was tapped. I felt my underwears was stolen. I felt he had gone through my stuff. He was becoming very possessive, didn't like the fact that I was dating, you know, dating different guys. And I mean, it was just extremely smothering, and he wanted to control my every move, I felt. And so I was dating a pilot at the time and for an airlines, and so he took me over and they had like a bulletin board, and I was able to look there for roommates wanted. And so that's kind of fast forwarding the stories. Slightly before, that's how I ended up in another apartment in Newport Beach. But prior to that, in the middle of the night, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I hear a taxi cab pull up out front because his car was still there. Out of the taxi cab, he comes staggering drunk, and gets out of the taxi cab driver's seat. The taxi cab driver was this great big heavy set drag queen with a pink wig. And the drag queen got out, and nothing against drag queens because I've had some friends who are, and love them, love them, love them. I'm just saying this was a big heavy set drag queen, and I know he was drunk. I don't think the taxi cab driver was, but they got out, they came in, and they put the Bee Gees music on. And I remember it was Stayin' Alive, the song Stayin' Alive. It sticks in my mind to this day. And they started dancing downstairs because I peeped around the corner from upstairs and I could see them dancing to Staying Alive. You know, this big drag queen with this big pink wig and this drunken guy that rented rooms to us. I mean, they were dancing, and I mean, oh my gosh, it was not funny at the time, but it now is so funny when I look back on it. So in the meantime, I'm trying to get out of there. I'm trying to get moved out of there, and I don't want him to know because, you know, I just didn't want to, you know, him to make a scene or anything. So in the middle of the night, when he was drunk one night, I load up my car, and I had to carry everything, including a big TV, down the steps, and one of the steps would squeak. And he also had a dog, and I was so afraid the dog would bark and wake him up, and then he'd see me moving. But I got all my stuff out of there. I jumped in the car like at 5 a.m. and didn't wake the dog, didn't wake him, and I took off. Well, I never saw him again until one day I saw him at the post office, and he looked at me and I looked at him, and I took off the other way, and I was just like jumped in my car and took off. I didn't want to see him. I didn't want to connect with him at all. And I'm sure he just continued to rent rooms out to beautiful women. And that's what he did. So in the meantime, I move in with these 3 roommates. It was actually 2 roommates, and the roommate, the guy that owned the apartment on the beach, it was beautiful. It overlooked the Newport Beach, and it was just beautiful. And I moved in with them. And they were so much fun. But the girlfriend that would come down on the weekends was the guy's girlfriend, and they later got married, and I'm friends with her to this day on social media. And so they would come down, and they would love to party. They partied. Well, you know, I didn't drink. I didn't do any of that stuff, but I had a good time. I had a great time. He had a sailboat. We would all go out in his sailboat, and sail around the harbor and everything. And it was just amazing and fun. So one Thanksgiving, no one wanted to bake the turkey. So I said, I'll bake the turkey. Well, everyone decided they wanted the turkey to have wine on it. So everybody brought a bottle of wine, and I poured everybody's bottle of wine over the turkey and baked that turkey for 18 hours on slow. It turned out fabulous. That turkey baked in wine, and everybody from all around there came, and that turkey was gobbled up so quickly. So we called it the Drunken Turkey. So that was my life in Newport Beach. And then a few months later, I decided I wanted to get my own place completely by myself, to have my own place. And so I managed to, pull together enough money, because apartments were very expensive in that area, and I managed to get my own place. And that's what I really wanted. At that particular point, I wanted something that was totally by myself, that I had my own place, that I wasn't sharing it with anyone else. And so I ended up moving to the other apartment. I did end up getting roommates in the new apartment because the rent was expensive, but essentially it was my apartment and I was in control of it, and I kind of like that idea a lot better, although I was a great roommate and everything like that. And so that was Newport Beach and the drag queens. What a story. Well, from my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe to all 5 of my channels. Links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. If you connect with me, I will likely connect with you as well. Hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.